The public bus is closely intertwined with our life, and it was a big part of it. It is a friend of the road. It was a vital means of transportation, but also means of social communication. On the bus, we were exchanging conversations, opinions, and news, either at the bus stop or by bus. When the road bus was arriving, people were crowded around and prepared to board after a wait.
How beautiful it was when the bus was arriving at its bus stop. How great the challenge was when I got there while it was leaving. I liked that situation. I ran after it quickly. Its sight moving away from me as I was approaching was representing a beautiful game and a state of pleasant challenge and a plunge into the beautiful question, am I going to miss it or I am going to jump at it? I was approaching the back door. It was usually a single door and it was always open, as if it had been designated for such cases. So I jump and hold on to the bar, the beautiful iron bar, which had been polished by the hands that leaned on it and held it hand after hand, so that it had a shine of the greatest beauty, a beauty that came from daily repetition, from routine, even if it is subject to criticism. But in fact, it is this that creates creativity. And when my ability to run fails me, the drivers see me through his rear view mirror and slows down so I can hold on to his sturdy bar, as if it were the father we lean on and rely on to overcome our daily difficulties. Against it, I gradually regain my lost breath, enjoying the humid air currents and the sight of the road, which runs and turns in front of me, as if it were a marvelous cinematographic film of people starting their usual morning with different movements in different directions, with varied concerns and ambitions. Many times we buy a round-trip ticket and enjoy a sightseeing tour in Baghdad, during which we enjoy the beautiful views from the upper floor of the bus and enjoy the fresh air.
My bus journey began from childhood, from the 70s. At that time, the red bus was dominating the general view in the city. It was gigantesque, moving on the roads and transporting people.
Then also in the 70s, buses from Hungary and Egypt came to us. They were different, a single decker bus, and their color was white, with almost red strips. They were distributed on the roads of the city, even without being able to resist for long, only for a few years, and they disappeared, perhaps because they could not cope with the high heat of Iraq. To me, these buses were extremely beautiful. I really liked the long buses, the locomotive and the trailer, as if they were silkworms. Their beauty lay in their length and ability to turn. When they turn, the central rotating plate connecting the two parts of the bus was turning in a beautiful and harmonious way. So I was stopping in the middle of the turnable plate to enjoy the art of balancing and spinning and immerse myself in the balancing game, as if I were in a beautiful amusement park, and the board was spinning and I was spinning with it, and the scenes were spinning around me as if it were a real panorama. The buses from Egypt were called Nasr, and those from Hungary were called Akaros. Some liked to call them the accordion. Indeed, it resembled to the accordion, a nice approach. It was moving like a snail, and during the hot summer months, it was struggling under the weight of the masses. I think they were not suited to our hot climate. Their stay didn't last long, and they disappeared little by little, as if they discovered that they were not in their usual environment.
Buses are special culture and a special world. They were part of our lives. We lived long hours every day at the stop bus and on the bus, reading, meeting our friends, and changing the air, or taking a tour of the city in the evening.
The red bus has therefore returned, but in a new form and model. In the late 70s, a British Leyland bus arrived, followed by MAN buses from Germany, and they were so powerful that they continued to operate until the 80s and 90s. Then other types of buses also entered, notably the Jordanian Alba, the Indian Tata, then the Chinese FAO.
The bus was my world. We were sometimes reading the newspapers there.
And then gaze at the scenery, and I was sometimes preparing the remaining homework before arriving at school or at the university afterwards. In the bus, there were a distinctive red button which the controller were using to ask the driver to stop, and sometimes the passengers were doing that as well. There was a large army of employees working in the bus service, including controllers, drivers, inspectors, station officials, administrators, and technicians to repair the buses. They were wearing beautiful uniforms, winter and summer, with many pockets. The controller was specifying each pocket for a specific purpose. Bus number 83 was going from Ur district to Al Talaya Square. Bus 101 was going from Binung district to Al Talaya Square, and bus 56 from Al Qahira district to Al Midan Square. The conductor got the tickets, and sometimes the driver himself. They remain in our hands because sometimes the inspector came to ask for them. Before going down, we fixed them in the slots of the chair in front of us. On the back of the chair, we read memories and impressions. Each chair spoke about a person, a situation, certain circumstances, thoughts and wishes.
The buses left their names on city squares, which still bear the numbers of the buses that passed through them. For example, Square 56 and 83 and other squares which remained faithful to their bus numbers and have not forgotten them. The bus is a state of the past, a state of memories. The past, the beautiful memories of the buses. It's my world that has passed, but without leaving me completely. It's a world I lived and grew up in. I miss it, yes, but life has its own style and rules, the most important of which is the principle of meeting and parting. Thanks.